settle for Kelly and myself. 4 legs, there we go, please. Good morning, Mayor. Good morning, City Council members. I'm pleased to present the monthly financial report. The monthly financial report for the period ending September 30th, 2014. The Comptroller's Office is projecting an ending fund balance of $149 million for FY 2015. This is $26.2 million lower than the projection from the Finance Department. The difference is due to a $26.2 million higher revenue projection from Finance. Based on the current projections, fund balance will be $99,000 above our 7.5% threshold. We have not changed our projections from our revenue projections from last month's projections, so we'll stay with those. The major differences do fall into 5 categories, however. Industrial assessments are $1.5 million lower. We're using lower collection rate. Sales tax is $14.4 million lower. Charges for services $7.3 million lower. Municipal courts and fines and forfeitures $1.2 million higher. Finance is still projecting lower ticket issuance. And the miscellaneous and other is $1.2 million. Expenditure projections were unchanged, although police increased $242,000 for personnel adjustments in the Houston forensics, as general government decreased the same amount. Please remember that all these numbers have not been, these are the unaudited numbers. The capital will be out later this month, so we will have the actual numbers for you. The enterprise funds and the aviation operating fund have increased our projection for revenues $2.2 million for higher than expected parking revenues. Operating expenses have decreased $6.6 million for savings and personnel, and that comes from department restructuring. Non-operating revenues increased $1.8 million for higher miscellaneous revenues. These changes caused the operating transfer projection to increase by $10.6 million. Our projection for the combined utility system operating revenues decreased $5 million, and that's for lower usage. Operating expenses decreased $3.6 million for delays in filling vacant positions. Non-operating revenues increased $5 million for higher impact fee revenues. And in the dedicated drainage and street renewal fund, our projection for revenues increased $277,000, and that's for higher permit activity. And expenses were decreased $757,000 for delays in filling vacant positions there as well. And we are currently projecting no changes in the convention and entertainment operating fund and the stormwater fund. As I mentioned on Monday, the health benefits fund, the fund has increased $11.7 million, reflecting higher revenues, $3.1 million, lower medical claim costs of $8.6 million. The ending fund balance is now projected at $41.8 million. Our commercial paper and bonds are outlined in the monthly financial report. If you have any questions about that, we'd be glad to go over that with you. Mayor, I'd like to move on to the investment report, our quarterly investment report. The city has about $3.3 billion. This is the quarterly investment report for the period ending September 30th, 2014. We've got about $3.3 billion invested in our general investment pool. Fitch has reaffirmed our AAA rating. Our return as of September 30th, we're yielding about 0.939%, which is up from last quarter, about 9.15%. If you have any questions about our investments, please feel free to contact us. We will go over those with you and give you any detail that you may need. And finally, I'm pleased to present the quarterly swaps report. The most important thing about the city's 2 swaps is that we have had net interest earnings of $734,000, so we're still net positive on our swaps. This is the monthly financial report, the quarterly investment report, and the quarterly swaps report for the period ending September 30th from the Comptroller's Office.
Good morning. This is a 3+9 financial report for the period ending September 30th, 2014. Fiscal year 2015 projections are based on 3 months of actual results and 9 months of projections. We are currently projecting an ending fund balance of $175.2 million. That's $1.8 million higher than last month and would represent 8.8% of expenditures less debt service. The fund balance, as the Comptroller noted, is based on FY 2014 unaudited preliminary fund balance. The projection for revenues and other sources increased by $1.5 million from last month due to the following forecast changes. Licenses and permits increased by $200,000 due to higher plan review fees. Charges for services increased by $3.7 million due to higher than anticipated ambulance fee collections. And in municipal courts, our projection for fines and forfeits decreased by $2.5 million, mainly due to lower ticket issuance for moving violations. Our projection for expenditures and other uses is relatively unchanged for last month. We agree with the Comptroller on all of the enterprise funds and so I will move to the Bayou Greenway 2020 Special Revenue Fund, where in that fund, expenditures increased by $1.5 million due to the donation to the Houston Parks Board for hike and bike trails. In the Building Inspection Fund, our expenditures decreased by $1.6 million due to delays in filling vacant positions. In the Recycling Expansion Program, our expenditures increased by $578,000 due to higher debt service payments. And finally, in the Special Waste Fund, expenditures decreased by $1.7 million, mainly due to construction projects and vehicle purchases that were delayed from 2014. Thank you very much, and that concludes our report.
Are there any questions or comments from council members? Chair recognizes Councilmember Costello.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to make a motion that we accept the financial report, quarterly financial report for FY 2015, the quarterly investment report, and the quarterly swap report. Second.